All right, what's going on? What's going on, people? We back here for another episode of Black Man Roundtable. We just had the displeasure of watching the strange things about the Johnsons. Is that right?
Strange thing about the Johnsons.
The strange thing about the Johnsons video, and
it was
pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
And weird. It was a lot of weird. It didn't clarify a lot of things to me, but it was pretty weird.
Yeah.
What you guys think about it?
Well, it was definitely weird, but I think it's pointing out a lot of stuff. Like, I didn't realize how big molestation and incest was in the black community. Probably to these last couple years. Like, I thought it was just some other people's shit.
Right.
But
Everybody but us.
Yeah, as time goes on, I'm saying that it's a real big problem, So the movie kind of, if you haven't seen the movie, I guess this would be what's it called when you fucked up the plot for somebody?
Yeah, we spoiled alert.
Yeah, that's it. It's a spoiler alert. It's about I guess a family, a husband, wife, and son, and I guess the fathers made this starts molesting the son early on, and then the roles kind of reversed.
See, that was the problem for me. They didn't really show that.
Well, they
just kind of made a jump.
They
went from the bedroom, then they just made a jump.
Yeah,
and he was getting married.
Though, anyway.
Yeah, I didn't want to see it, but they. I'm just kind of glad that they.
I just got to get the point.
They didn't even imply it too much to me.
No, it was obvious from that.
Get in there.
From the jump. Because think about it. Remember
the way he touched him was a little weird.
It was.
They showed enough to let you know what was happening.
Right. Remember when he closed the door and was still outside the door? Like, would you been
The way he touched his face in the bed.
Yeah.
That's how you do a goddamn woman you in love with.
What I'll say is they cast it really well in this freaky movie. The dude that played the father looked like
straight pedophile.
He looks like the poster child of a pedophile.
Yeah. He had the cardigan and everything.
He had a cardigan, Jim Trussell sweater,
no facial hair.
He had a punk face. So basically, this father had a son, and Daddy was a monster, but he was like a subtle monster. He was like Cookie Monster. And then Daddy raised his son. The son became a monster. This nigga became a fucking gremlin.
Now, real quick, touching on what you just said also about him looking the part and all of that. It's funny how a lot of times we'll say somebody looks like a pedophile. Some motherfuckers just look like they would touch a kid or some shit like that. Yeah. But the unfortunate thing about it in real life, and it's kind of good when we are able to have conversations like this and dialogues and like this. The unfortunate thing is a lot of the real fucking monsters in the real world, these motherfuckers don't look like pedophiles. Like what we would call, he look like a pedophile. They look like regular cats.
Yeah.
With the amount that this does go on, like you said,
yeah.
In real life, how many motherfuckers do you know?
Yeah,
that you Facebook friends and shit like that.
You know some pedophiles.
Right, we that's posting pictures of cool shit.
Right.
Nigga, the new J's come out next week, or look at this car or this house or whatever on Facebook.
That's fire, all that shit. Yeah.
Posting inspirational shit and everything. We know some of these motherfuckers.
And it is so taboo in the community that it never, like in the movie, it was never addressed, right? And so you got that whole element of let's just ignore it, because obviously the mother knew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, and we found out that she knew for a long time ago.
And then,
but I don't know if that's because she read the book. Because she didn't read it.
She had those different memories in her mind.
Okay. That's right.
So
she said that's about the clown.
But the interesting dynamic of it all. Huh?
She said that she knew.
Yeah.
But you can tell she knew when she approached the fence. You can tell that she knew.
Yeah. But she knew. And the thing is, what's interesting is that how we go, it's like this cycle of, because, people want to call the son the monster, right? But the pioneers of the monster were the father and the mother.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And so now, of course, if you look at it from a psychological standpoint, there's going to be some anger there because you fucked my life up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And now I'm making you pay for it.
Right.
So I'm abusing you with the same shit you abused me with, and I'm making sure it's abusive to you,
right.
as opposed to it just becoming a a natural, as natural as that shit can be.
And
type
being
of
subtle as the
relationship.
father was.
Yeah, you know,
And
so
he beats it out with it. Though.
yeah, I mean, but that makes sense from the standpoint of
the damage
you did to me. I'm gonna make sure that you feel it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that it affects you and it corrupts you, as opposed to being something that you can be comfortable with forever.
Because you can see the fear in the father's eyes like every time.
And that's when that, you know, now that you said that, it just sparked, because I didn't really realize. I mean, it took a couple more scenes before I realized. I mean, we kind of realized he was scared.
That's because you was covering your eyes most of the time.
I was, but you know what I'm saying? But when he was trying to shut the program down, he got the error code and all of that, I thought it was more of a, I don't want him to realize I don't want to do this shit no more type of thing.
Right.
I didn't realize this nigga was like
taking it.
Yeah.
He was on some Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying?
That bathroom scene was
not to say Tyson's a pedophile.
You don't want
we
him
don't
to
feel
see
that
you.
way about you.
Right.
He fucking around with Tyson.
But to me, it was almost like too, like the father created a bigger monster than him.
Yeah.
Right.
He enabled a little fruity ass son, because remember in the first scene, the son had that picture of him, so he was already on some fruity shit already.
That is true.
But it's like he created an even bigger monster. He created like a Super Saiyan fruitcake.
Right.
But he probably wasn't. He probably got that way from his father fucking with him to begin with, though. You know what I mean? So he wasn't there to begin with. He graduated to that level and then he just kept going beyond it.
See, that's what I'm saying. They didn't clarify things enough. You don't know when that started.
I think that's
or if the boy was just had some kind of weird attraction to his father.
You can't just blame Daddy. You touched on it. The mother was complicit too.
Yeah, and that's
She ignored it and she didn't protect her son. And she said she knew about it early.
Right.
And that's one of the big things that kind of happens in our community, is that there's blame placed on everybody but the mother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's all mom's fault, but you know, if you look at the black condition, and they talk about the kids being wild and the pops being gone, they never talk about who's raising the wild kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us here have single mothers. We wasn't wild fucking killing people.
Yeah,
So that you can still keep a kid under managed, even if you are, you know, a single mom. And so it's just that whole element of, you know, if you look at the movie, most people will say that the father was a monster or the son was a monster, or both of them was monsters. Yeah. But the mother's a fucking monster. Because she let her son get abused by this nigga and turned her head. And then even at the end, she tried to come down on the son about the shit, as opposed to acknowledging who the real fucking problem was.
Not to mention that, remember, he was taken aback, like, because it seemed to me like he didn't know she knew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now it was like, bitch, you knew? You know what I'm saying? That's why he kind of buzzed out. Like, what the
because he had built a jealous relationship
with the dad,
with the father. You know,
that too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe he didn't know that she knew. Maybe he thought she was that goddamn stupid that she just didn't fucking know.
They was a beastly family, but she knew. Right? We know she knew.
Right.
And she could have stopped it. Even if it would have damaged the boy, it wouldn't have damaged him that much. It would have stopped a long time ago.
Right.
So everything that happened after that didn't have to happen.
Right.
Even including the father being dead.
Right.
He might be in jail, but your son wouldn't be a monster.
The whole family,
and you wouldn't have to kill him.
The whole family was dysfunctional. The whole factor of did y'all notice in this movie that there was no love for the mama from the daddy nor the son?
Right. Because they never showed it.
Dysfunctional relationship.
Right.
In this movie. It was like a decent
love movie. I mean, it was weird, but
it's
stuff like that is designed to spark debate and question and bring issues into light that we tuck under the rug. Because most people that get abused and shit like that, it's usually, I don't know, I can't remember what percentage it is. They were just talking about this on the radio. It's usually by people in their family. I mean, people that they know and shit like that. So
family, friends, family, parents.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know the thing about the black family, you know how we are. We act like we don't know nothing. Yeah. We deny everything. Yeah. You let the pedophile uncle around the kids and all that shit still go on. Yeah. And black people deny everything and try to act like it's every other person that do it. We don't do that shit. It happens. God damn it.
Anything with mental health and things that we find embarrassing.
Yeah.
Black people, we ain't talking about that.
They don't want to fuck up the little status they got. Whatever that is.
That's about people are that way when we have the most reason to be the most
fucked up. Like, we have reason to be fucked
black
up.
who says I need counseling, I just be like, okay. I mean,
We all probably need
You're
shit.
American shit. I can't. I
probably
can't
all
like,
need
why?
it.
What you look at, I mean, if you look at the history, our history, it shouldn't be
We should
A
have
question of why we need
it shouldn't be taboo.
post traumatic.
Hey, can I say something? Hey, look,
Yeah.
you know what, y'all right, and even at the end of this movie, she continued to hide the shit after both daddy and son was dead. She threw
burnt
the book that was gonna tell everything. She threw that book
So she might even go to jail with them secrets.
Yeah.
You know? But at least don't nobody know
Well, she
what
needs
my
to go
family
to
was
fucking
doing.
jail.
Right.
You know, and
Don't nobody know
Yeah.
what was
You know,
going on.
the worst part of it to me is that you got a woman in there who is not attached to this bullshit that everybody is letting attach herself to this. But the other wife, the son's wife.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, right.
So the mother knows that her son and father's fucking. The father knows, and the son knows, and everybody's
The son
acting
wife
as
know.
a,
The son wife know too.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
She had to think it was strange. Like, damn, nigga,
She had to think
you
it
ain't
was
come
strange.
home.
Right.
Yeah,
She
she
don't
don't
know. But he at the parents' house.
yeah, but I don't know if she
That
would
table
know
scene
that-
was a little strange.
Yeah.
About
Right.
dad stuff. You gotta ask dad. I bought it for him.
Right.
That shit.
Yeah,
Right.
but you know,
mean,
you still
You
wouldn't
be like,
know.
what the fuck you
Because
talking about?
that's something that you very, very far in the back of your presumptions. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, maybe it's a little bit of a
Like, he's-
weird Oedipus,
he got-
reverse Oedipus shit,
yeah,
but
yeah.
did you actually taking your dad's ass?
Yeah,
And
right.
I don't think she would actually
Nah.
thought that
Right.
deep
No
into
way.
it. You know
But
what
you
I'm
don't think
saying?
it's weird
way.
that, like, he like, I'm not, she was like, you not coming home? No, no. And then you looked the whole he spent the whole night.
Right.
It was
She ain't even
daylight.
called, did she?
Remember, he's gonna creep out with the little thing the next day, and son was sitting in the gas room like, what you doing that, brother?
Right.
That another one of
But
the
even
little
if you think
books.
about it this way, like I know a lot of guys. Well, I've heard of a lot of guys who are too attached to their mothers, right? And so, I had a client who told me about a friend who got married and would go to his mom's house every day for dinner, and then come home to his wife. And so, if she was
Get off
talking
the
to somebody
tee.
about it to
God
get advice
damn.
about it, they might just say, well, maybe he's just that attached to his father the way that, you know. I don't think somebody would say.
That would be
he's
the
fucking
first
his
thing
father.
you
He's
think.
fucking his father. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't even think that he had a side bitch or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you would think.
Yeah.
He fucking his father.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because okay, let's re-examine the dinner they had, where he made that statement, "Well, you gotta ask dad," and
Right.
all that crazy shit. Now, if you put yourself in her shoes, because remember, it was awkward. Nobody
you
was
gonna
talking.
wonder
The
something.
energy was weird, but I'm just saying, look at it from her perspective. She knows something wrong here.
Just don't know
But
what
I
it
don't know
is.
if you would know that. though.
No, she's not gonna know that. That's what I'm saying.
That's a far leap right there.
What the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn, yeah.
Then when she goes to leave,
Even when he come home from his parents' house and she like, what's going on?
Right.
She ain't thinking, okay, y'all fucking.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It might smell like shit when I go
Yeah,
to
like-
his dome or something.
Like,
But
bitch, he punched and broke
Right.
the beard.
And she didn't ask
She never
why.
asked him like,
Right.
what the what was that?
Right. What's wrong with you?
You know, the mama, she just turned her head to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When daddy was fucking the son, turned her head. When son was fucking the daddy, turned her head.
And you
cut
saw
the
that
TV up.
little weird smirk. Did y'all peep that?
Right.
When she turned the TV up, when the nigga was getting raped, she had that little smirk. You didn't get that?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is
That's why I'm surprised that the son act like the brother didn't know. You in the house calling her bitches and you yelling and you breaking bathroom doors and fucking your father in the tub.
Well,
How you think your mother didn't
Well,
know?
I don't think it was him thinking she didn't know. I think it was him thinking, are you seriously bringing this up now?
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
You let
that's
me
a good
wreck
point.
my whole fucking life.
And now
And
you
now
want
you
to
want to talk about it now that he's
'Cause
dead.
dad did,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
now let me ask y'all. One of the biggest things, kind of causes of outrage about this whole thing is the fact that a white guy made the movie.
Okay.
Does that matter?
No,
Well, I mean,
because we know what happens in the black community. It
Doesn't
doesn't
know
matter.
where it came from. Hey, fuck it.
Hey, look what we taught y'all.
Hey, you know?
I was kind of I don't like that.
I mean, because if you track back pedophilia, they did a study. I think Baltimore has the highest rate of pedophilia in the country, right?
No,
Seriously?
I think
Yeah.
it'd be like Seattle.
Baltimore, and then I think
I
it's
don't know why. It just seemed like
Louisiana or something like
They drink
that.
a lot of coffee.
Wherever the two places are, right?
Yeah.
They are tracked back to slavery. It's actually the place where they had basically whorehouses.
The sex farms, yeah.
Sex farm. Not the sex farms, though.
Just
but
the homosexual part of it.
Children.
Okay.
Whorehouses.
Mm-hmm.
So so like Baltimore was real big into child trafficking, and so was I think it's Louisiana, New Orleans, or something like that, right?
It's right off
and
the
so
river.
and
That
even
makes
to
sense.
this day, you know what I mean? 150 years later, maybe 300 years from when it started, those same roots are still.
That shit is in your DNA. That shit
Almost
is
like
people DNA.
how he kind of passed that down from father to son.
Yeah, and so
it's in your DNA.
That's unbelievable.
and so
Good thing that the young monster had a daughter. Well, hopefully he's not raping the daughter. They didn't
Wait, what?
Oh, she was pregnant, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, the daughter, yeah. So, but it didn't seem like he liked
How'd you figure
women.
that out?
You mean the wife?
The wife.
No, the
I see a daughter. It was a daughter.
yeah, remember he had a daughter. He had a young daughter. Remember?
Oh, well, at least he died in time of.
Right.
Who did? Who
That's
was
from
that?
the-
She can
The monster had a
recuperate
daughter.
little bit.
Yeah.
How'd you see that?
It was on there. You ain't
Shit, I totally missed that. You
Let
sure?
me check that part
I
out.
thought briefly that the wife was pregnant or something, but I didn't see no baby.
I
thought
thought
that she
I
was
thought I
pregnant.
seen a little girl. It was like a little girl.
Well, I ain't watching it again to
At
find
least
out.
he was
Right.
dead.
You gotta take your word for it,
Hey, man.
Once is enough.
Well, all in all, I think it was a
I think it was a
it wasn't a good movie in the sense of
Yeah.
like entertaining.
It was
right.
insightful. That's what it was.
If we weren't asked to do this movie, talk about this, I would never fucking watch
Well, I'll
it.
tell you what, it's better than watching the fucking Butler. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I second that.
Oh my God!
know what,
that
guys?
shit was
At
hard.
least this shit is real.
This was thought provoking. That was just like, why did I just watch this
Yeah, I
shit?
just wasted
This
my
was
fucking
like
life.
Empire.
Right. Is this an episode of Empire?
Oh shit.
Yeah, so ultimately, it is a big problem in the black community. I didn't.
In all communities, I think, but
Yeah.
Well, they say it's bigger in black community now because
We don't talk about it.
no, but also because we got more single women,
Ah.
and pedophiles look for single women
vulnerable.
with unattached fathers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had a client try to tell me that they
bitch.
can't help themselves, and I was like, they help themselves when the dad is fucking around. So they can help themselves because they move on when dad is around and constantly in the kid's life.
Who can't help themselves? He said women?
Pedophiles. Yeah.
I think it's a correlation.
Wait. What?
I had a client who was trying to say that pedophiles are just sick and they can't. I'm saying they fucking help themselves plenty when they know they get that ass busted or get killed.
Oh, we
You know
we
they
help
right.
them all right.
I mean, they try to legalize the shit. You already know that,
We
right?
help them all right. I
Yeah,
got
so
some
they
help for your
literally
ass.
target. You know what I'm saying? And who's a better target than a stressed out
Single mother.
single mother
With a
with
son.
limited time, looking for somebody to take the burden off of her.
Do y'all think it's a correlation to the black church as well? I know there was a big one with that movie Spotlight. It came out about a year ago. Anybody see that?
Never saw it.
No.
Found out it was about lost interest.
Please.
Well, I never
check-
had interest, but-
Please check this movie out. Basically,
Yeah,
it
I
was
know some
about
gay shit going on.
basically it was about big churches inside of the Boston area. This really happened, and since
Black
the church,
churches?
no,
Catholic shit.
Catholic
Oh,
church.
okay.
So basically,
They notorious for that.
but
They
they got-
kick
they
that ass.
Right, we
They-
expect it.
They got
Roman
black
Catholics,
folks. They got
bruh.
black folks in these Catholic churches too. But basically, they had so much money, they kept paying off and threatening
Right,
the media
right,
and
right.
everything. And then they had one guy. He came from editor came from somewhere else, so he wasn't connected
to none of that, right.
So he kept pushing the story. But these churches have so much power to hide and act like shit ain't happening. But it's the same in the black community with these black churches. I know y'all seen little fruity cats. and
Plus,
choir directors.
Eddie Long.
Oh, it's the choir director.
Yeah, Eddie Long.
By the way,
Yeah, watch that choir director.
Daughter?
Escort him out the building.
Eddie Long's daughter?
Niggas watching the video like, what you mean the choir director? Like, you, nigga, you.
You the one we talking about.
That nigga can sing.
But and his daughter flying him up.
Play the hell out of that organ.
But yeah.
Yeah, I can't trust. I wouldn't be able to trust that. From,
Nah, I didn't say trust her.
I'm just
She looked
saying.
good. It's like
Yeah, I
little
get
and shit. Eddie Long daughter. She flying him
I ain't
up.
never seen it, but
She in denial like a motherfucker.
But I mean, that was another thing that brought that out in the black community crazy. But it just showed you how many people stuck with it and everything.
let me ask y'all something else.
fucking
Do
church,
y'all
man.
think that if like an Eddie Long daughter or wife or somebody were to come out and admit that he was doing that, you think that would have an effect on the way we handle it as a community, being that he was Such a
Yes,
big name.
yes, because that denial that's still in the air about that, even though it's pretty fucking apparent.
Yeah.
That denial and all of that stuff.
Give people plausible cause. They always say, "Well, he said he didn't do it."
Right.
Right.
You know, it takes away that benefit of the doubt. Just like even with dude with African Bambaataa. He came out and said, "Look, this is what happened to me. It wasn't no speculation and all of that. I heard that he did this to some person over here."
Right.
Dude came out and said, "Look, this motherfucker did this to me."
But do you think it would, roll on to other situations? Do you think black people would speak up more if they saw an example or something like that?
Somewhat.
You see that?
I don't
think it would hurt.
I don't.
It wouldn't hurt, but I don't think people would still do
What
it.
do y'all think would help to start putting some, people calling it out, putting some light on it?
I think we'll have to be a collective.
Because it come out here and there like African Bambaataa. Y'all heard about that. Y'all had that issue. Then you had the what's the one little singing group, Immature? Or,
Yeah.
B2K.
B2K, whatever, the little kid group.
Yeah.
So we hear about
Chris Stokes, they
Yeah,
manager,
they managed.
Yeah.
Chris Stokes.
who was responsible for Immature as well.
Right.
So I don't know if he was raping them too.
That's
or
a light-skinned cat,
molesting
Yeah,
them.
it's a light-skinned
Yeah,
dude.
but they came out. A couple of them came out. The other ones denied it.
I can see that.
Like Omarion always denied it, didn't he?
Right.
But the one was like flat out.
Yeah.
This was what happened.
And at the same time, ultimately what a pedophile is, besides all the disgusting and so on and so forth, the motherfuckers is predators.
Predator. Yeah.
You can't, and you can't treat everybody the same. So you might not be able to get that off on Omarion. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Maybe he can get it off on the other two.
They know who. You figure Marion,
They know the weak one.
Right.
He might be a little,
The other nigga parents might not have been there like
Right.
that.
They might not have no daddy, right?
So I think get help. Like once I think
Who's
tell the
that?
truth, get help.
The pedophile?
No, fuck them.
Who?
They need to
So
get
you
something
talking about
else.
the kid,
They need to
then?
catch bullets. I'm talking
I
about.
agree. I agree. Shit.
I'm talking about the person
I
who.
they just fuck.
I'm talking about the prey. I'm talking about the prey.
Yeah.
Need to tell the truth. Like you hear about this group was sexually harassed, but only one person to say
your mom
I did.
says,
You lying.
stop lying on your
you.
uncle.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Now your mother the problem too.
Don't say about the choir director. That nigga just saying.
Right. So you got to tell the truth and then get some fucking help.
Yeah. But I think
It ain't your fault that it happened.
So keep telling the truth.
Yeah, keep telling the
Keep
truth.
telling the
Which
truth.
again, it's got to be a collective thing. It's got to be it's got to be a change in culture.
And
So
we
to
don't
speak.
have
Yes.
anything in
You know what
place
I'm
for
That's
them
a
to
good one. I
actually
was just
say
about to-
this is where you go to tell the truth.
Right.
This
You
is
need-
how you present it too.
Right.
So that's the issue though.
Right.
Like it's telling the truth is basically a shot in the dark because you might have a supportive somebody and
Right.
you might not.
Right.
Yeah, quit shaming people.
we like to hide
Don't
shit.
shame the people because they got,
Right, and it's an education thing, and you gotta make these victims understand that they might be saving someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good
key.
point too.
That's key. That's
a good
real
point.
key.
I mean, I think that would even be good if that was somewhat a part of school where they kind of talked about that, just so they don't. So kids will even know I'm not the only person that this has ever happened to, and also this is inappropriate because what the pedophile's gonna tell a motherfucker is that everybody do this or y'all see Law and Order SVU.
They said it on that movie.
Oh,
they said it on there.
Yeah, remember when he was masturbating?
Yeah.
And he was having a
right,
conversation with his son?
And the whole time, before I kind of figured it out, I thought he was talking about masturbating, which is what it was supposed to look like for the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, now that you just said it,
They
never
might
dawned on
already
me
had
that
things
is what he
going
was
on.
saying was
Right,
normal
yeah.
and shit.
Right. So I think it would be
I
good to
think
have that
you have
in
to-
schools where you even. I don't know if you just got the guidance counselors asking like.
I
Nobody
think
fucking with
that's
you,
an excellent idea because if they can think it's cool to talk about transgenders in school.
Right, at the end of the day,
Why can't we talk about real
at the
issues?
end of the day, though, if we gonna talk solutions, we gotta talk solutions that we can actually impose, and we ain't gonna get the schools to do shit
No.
like
That's
that.
Yeah, you ain't get the, they don't give a
As a
fuck.
matter of fact, I'll never forget. I was I didn't come up with my father. I moved in with my father when I was 15. So him not having been around, he wanted to know like, hey, anybody ever do nothing to you? Anybody ever touch you or whatever? And I was like, nah, hell no. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, I just want to ask. And I do the same shit with my son. You know what I'm saying? And we done had a few discussions a few times like, hey. And now I've become wiser and worldly enough to know, hey, it could be any motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I tell him, you know what I'm
No
saying?
matter who the fuck it is.
And he look at me like, he got that look in his
That's
eye
why you
like
gotta
he
know
ain't
who's
playing. You know
around
what I'm
your
saying?
kids.
Right, even other kids.
Yeah,
You'll hook up
absolutely.
with somebody else, they already got kids. Leave these motherfuckers at the house to play. Had a 13-year-old watching your 5-year-old or some shit.
Right.
and it's all bad.
I think the most disturbing thing going on in America right now, I don't know if y'all aware of this, but they trying to make that shit legal.
Yeah, I know they are.
Yeah,
they've been trying to make
it legal.
So
which is why it's not going to be in school.
I don't know I can't remember what the book is for mental health, but they ain't took it out of the book as a mental problem.
But
Yeah.
So they trying to act like it's normal.
The one Dr. Umar talking about.
Yeah, and Sigmund Freud talking about something. It's natural progression.
It's natural for him.
It's natural progression to think young boys is attractive. No, it ain't, bitch. What the fuck you talking about?
But I mean, I think,
Fucking
like you said, I
weirdos.
think it's more about also people talking to their kids about it, and also even when it comes to, I want to get into
Keep your kid.
curriculum, school curriculum conversation, but we don't push enough for some of the shit that we want to be in schools. We don't go out and make sure that we own the school board and getting into them positions. For one, they don't fucking pay.
But right now, fucking LGBT community got more power than us.
They fight harder for what
That's
they
what I'm
want
saying.
than us. That's what I'm saying.
Like you said, we're not organized.
We don't have an agenda. We don't run for school board and shit like that, but then we complain about every single thing that the school
You know what?
Yeah.
you know the fucked up people is running the schools already.
You gotta get their ass out of there.
You know, that's a section in Umar's book. Like in that what's that psychological Holocaust book he had? That's one of the things that he addresses in that book is
Getting the committee game up.
we not in any of those committees, and we need to be in them school committees because you know if he was making a point that if you're on those committees, your children get treated a lot better because you have a lot of say so.
Right.
And stuff flies up. You know, they do stuff that's all the way down to the food that could be, prevented just by a parent being on them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We
Them
ain't doing
committees
that.
don't have no parents on them.
Right. You might not be able to change everything all at once, but you can change a few things here or there.
And you got your voice in there,
And
you know?
issues like that might be important to you and everybody else. You know, we might be sitting here and I might be like, we need to talk about molestation or something.
Right.
I might be passionate about that issue, and y'all might be the other niggas on the school board. Y'all might be like, well, yeah, fuck it.
Right.
I'm not.
That is a problem.
I'm not against something about it. Let's stick it in there.
Because
You never know if you don't try.
Because just like a lot of us, we didn't know. I became aware in recent years that this was a thing. I remember I had a homegirl that when I was 18, 19 that told me her grandfather used to molest her.
Yeah, see, I knew from high school because I counseled, right?
Okay.
And so I knew a lot of girls who had ended up telling me that happened to them, but I didn't know
Father, son,
and shit was
uncle,
happening.
son, uncle,
you
nephew.
know what I mean? I knew the girls were being, and that's not okay by any means.
Right.
But I didn't know that the boys were getting like basically damaged.
It's getting overlooked.
Girls.
Right.
By men.
Yes.
But if you put the whole picture together, it makes sense because you have black men being shoveled into prisons, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times early on at an age where they're about to experience puberty. Through puberty, you're a raging hormonal freak. Now, if you have a certain mindset and personality, then that won't mean too much. You just beat your meat and keep it pushing.
Right.
But it's a lot of weaker minded, beta male type personalities gonna start fucking something when they 14, 13, 12, if they only around boys and their hormones is raised.
Right.
And so then it becomes a normalization, or even just getting molested. You're talking about a 13, 12-year-old in there with a 20-year-old who ain't been switched up yet. You know what I'm saying? Part of you get molested, you have to normalize the pleasure to make it
Bearable, survivable.
Yeah, to not be a victim. So now instead of being a victim, you just decide that you liked it.
And that's what homie
I
did.
wanted to do it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what dude did.
And that's what he did.
He
just
became
from
a super
very
aggressive. He became a super
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And so it makes sense that we have it in our community because it's kind of designed to have it in our community. Putting kids in prison at such a young age for such a long time is going to guarantee that homosexuality will be a big issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so that's another thing we got to do. We got to make sure we start.
And also this closet homosexual that comes home from jail, he's in the closet.
Yeah.
He might need somebody to do whatever shit he do because nobody else in the world knows. And that's why he ended up doing some crazy shit to somebody's son or something. If not his own son.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, he developed his pleasure while he was incarcerated.
Yeah.
So, it ain't no women in there. So, they build those relationships in there with other men, and And like you said too, a lot of times
Chill,
you got
you
young,
gay.
you got young boys up in there with physically more developed men,
grown ass men,
and they can't defend themselves.
Right.
You know, they can't get this grown man up there. I seen this one thing. I remember on the Boondocks with that Booty Warrior.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you. You saw the real interview?
Yeah.
That nigga said that shit was verbatim.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. I remember
His
that.
name was Fleece Johnson or something like that, right?
He
Yeah.
said, "If I want you, I forgot
I want you.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
It was from.
like shit.
And I want you.
Was it from lockdown? It was from something to do with in jail. I seen that.
Like lockdown.
It was on lockdown or something, and I was looking like, this motherfucker crazy.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
No, it only was for real. Something just dawned on me about the father in that movie we just watched. I think the father, it seemed like the father got turned off when the son became more aggressive. Like the father would rather be the aggressor. You pay attention to that? Like, the flip was like, now he didn't like it. I'd rather be the predator.
Right.
I don't want you preying on me. And I was like, it ain't so good no
He
more.
wanted to
So that's
control-
kind of, I just thought about that.
He wanted to control the nature of it.
Right.
And the son, subconsciously,
took control of that shit.
Yeah, subconsciously, you'll make sure that you pay for it. He's making them pay for it, so I gotta change the nature of it to make sure that you pay for the shit you did.
The father
Plus, he was also kind of angry, like, nigga, you made me this way. Don't be trying to switch up now, nigga.
Right.
This is your fault that I'm
Being
fucked
brand
up.
new, is
Yeah,
that
that's why he kept saying what you gotta apologize for.
Right.
Right.
And
You know
then
what I mean?
the father was
What the fuck
more
wrong
like
with
a
you, Dad?
romantic fag.
I want to rub your cheek and shit.
The son was a wilder beast. Bro.
Right, he like, nigga, what happened to the candles in the flower?
What happened to the touching on the face, motherfucker?
No, I don't like locked doors. You know what I'm saying?
But you remember that stemmed from when he was younger, when he barged in on it.
Yeah.
Remember they had the whole conversation about the locked doors?
Yeah.
Right.
So they made this correlation
Yeah.
when he kicked in the door.
Oh wow, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I kind of did subconsciously, but yeah, that's ill.
So I think at the end of the day, stop fucking people in the head. That's what I got from this.
Black Man's Round Table, please subscribe.
Oh man. Hey, but seriously, this is a problem in our community, y'all, that needs to be addressed for real. You know what I mean?
Get help,
Anybody who's
for
been
real.
abused or some of this has happened to is not okay. Get help. Speak up.
Keep speaking
Put that
until
motherfucker on blast.
somebody
You know what I'm
takes you
saying?
serious.
And like
Talking,
you said,
keep
ask
talking.
kids,
Yeah.
the kids that trust you, that look up to you and
Yeah.
all that, make sure that they straight.
Yeah. Have that conversation with them, no matter how
And
young
if you know
and all
as
of
a
that.
kid about another kid, tell somebody. Don't give a fuck what they say.
Yeah.
Even if a friend says to keep it to yourself, tell somebody. But tell somebody who can make a real difference, though.
Right.
Don't tell somebody who's gonna go and tell the motherfucker who's doing it
Right.
and just get the kid fucked up.
Right.
further. You know, tell somebody who's gonna put some hands on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
put some
Bullets.
bullets on the
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Holes in
Let this
somebody.
nigga catch some bullets.
To end this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Whatever is at hand and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.